Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. I was talking about the introduction of new micro compact pistols. It is a hot category right now. And I went out and shot some yesterday. One of the ones I shot that I really liked, but it makes sense. I have liked the Smith Wesson M&P series for many, many years. I have bought several of them for me, for family members, taken them to gun sight, taken them to shooting classes. And then when they had the Shield that came out, that was terrific. And now we have something called the Shield Plus. So joining me to talk about that, explain what it is, Corey Beaudreau from Smith Wesson right now. Corey, the Shield Plus, what is this and why?
Hey, Tom, it's good to be back. Shield Plus is the next enhancement or the next generation of the Shield family, with the Micro 9 market, as you said, being the hottest thing going right now. Mm-hmm. We've seen the transition to, wanting more capacity with that. So a bunch of us got together, we wrapped our heads around it, and instead of just making the Shield a little bit thicker with a double stack mag capacity, right, we threw a whole bunch of other enhancements into the Shield Plus, which make it, to me, an amazing next evolution of the Shield line.
That's a good point. This is not just a little bit more capacity in a Shield. I mean, not that wouldn't be enough, and that would make it great. But you did one of those deals of, and I always say the most expensive 3 words you can say are, might as well. It's like, as long as we're in there, right?
So, and to your point last time when we were talking about, I was saying 2021 is going to be an exciting year for Smith & Wesson with all the new stuff that we have coming out. This was the one that I was chomping at the bit that I wanted to talk to you about, but I had to keep my mouth sealed on it. So, the first big thing that you're going to notice, I'm sure that you noticed when you shot it, was that new flat face trigger. So yes, the geometry of that flat face trigger, like when your finger gets on it, it's a smooth, consistent trigger pull. The follow-up accuracy is there. During the recoil cycle, that quick tactile reset that you can actually audibly hear, like it is just a sweet enhancement on the original trigger. Not that I think that the hinged one was wrong, but for my finger and my shooting style, this flat face trigger really is just an absolute treat.
Well, and on a small gun like that, having a good trigger, the payoff is even more than you would get on a full-size gun because you have that short sight radius, and you don't want to disturb the sights any more than you have to, and having a good trigger makes that all possible.
Absolutely. And then the other big, aside from the mag capacity, is that enhanced grip texture. Now, the Shield 2.0, which I was a big fan of, but when in the design phase, I really liked that aggressive texture that when you're shooting it, blood, sweat, mud, whatever you get on your hands, like managing that recoil and being able to actually shoot it, a small gun with kind of a stout recoil, that grip texture was really aggressive, but maybe just a little too aggressive. Like for me, appendix carrying it, that against my skin was just a little too much.
Well, you know what I call that? I call that the blood donor texture.
Exactly. It's great for mitigating recoil. However, it's just not the most comfortable to conceal carry. So I always hit mine with like sandpaper to make the skin side a little bit lighter. Mm-hmm. But this new texture is like a perfect balance between that aggressive texture to mitigate recoil, as well as that like more comfortable concealed carry texture, like that I would have hit with the sandpaper.
But what you also did, we were noticing, Ryan and I were talking about it yesterday when we were shooting it, is you didn't just put panels on the sides. You got the grip texture wraps around, and seems like no matter where you grab it or how you grab it, you're making good contact with the grip texture. I mean, it was one of those, he mentioned it, and I went, yeah, I see what you're talking about. So, I mean, that actually came up in conversation yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And the other, with the frame being just that little bit wider, I found too, I'm not sure if you and Ryan felt, but like the palm of your hand actually had more real estate on the grip, and it was a lot easier to mitigate recoil I have the 4-inch Performance Center version with a red dot on it.
Ooh.
And I was running that as fast as my comp gun. I mean, it is just an absolute pleasure to shoot. We're working on getting you one. So you guys can play with that as well.
Yeah, we didn't have the Performance Center. So that kind of leads us to this is going to come in at least, well, I was going to say 2, but actually more versions than that. First of all, you can get it with or without a manual thumb safety. And I'm just going to say right off the bat here, while the one we had does have a thumb safety, it's not big enough for me to be able to draw and sweep it off.
Correct.
And so I don't particularly need that thumb safety. You already have safeties built into the trigger mechanism. So for me personally, and I know there's some people say I got to have it, I would choose the one without the thumb safety.
Man, that's how I run too. My thumb just doesn't catch it quite right, and it's just not. But for some people to conceal carry, they absolutely insist on having the thumb safety. So for those people, we have the thumb safety model, and that's absolutely.
You've also got a 10-round mag version, right?
Correct. So there's the ones for the compliant states where having anything more than 10 rounds makes you evil. So we have the compliant versions, which are just the 10+1. Each of the normal SKUs, though, comes with the 13+1 mag and then the 10+1 mag. So you get one of each, which is sweet. And if you also noticed on the 13+1 mag, where in the past our Shield mags had the little grip extension and it would kind of slide up as you took the mag out, this one's locked in. The geometry on the bottom base plate is totally different.
Yeah.
It makes it so that thing does not move. It is very robust.
So you're carrying 14 rounds of 9, and what's weird is you take that and put it against even a full-size M&P where you might be 17+1, and you're not giving up very much, but it's so much smaller and so much easier to carry. I don't know about you. I've gotten to the point where I'm thinking, why would I carry a full or even a compact size for most of my concealed carry needs?
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we're seeing with the micro 9s, if you will. Why have like a compact size gun where this is kind of pushing those out of the market, it seems.
Yep.
And so, for example, my 4-inch Performance Center one with the optic on it, it's an extra inch long on the slide, gives me a little bit more sight radius, but I've got that red dot on it, and it's kind of like that mama bear, like Papa Bear, Little Bear, which is the best one, but it seems like Little Bear's kind of grown up and is now the reigning champ of the house.
Hey, I want to do this. Let me take a quick break here. Okay, so you knew that people are buying a lot of guns. We have 8 million, they tell us, 8 million new gun owners last year. People are buying guns like crazy. Well, AOB, parent company of Smith Wesson, put out its financials. Third quarter sales went up 91% over the previous year. 91%, incredible. Well, part of that is we're buying a lot of guns, but part of it is they got really cool guns. We're talking with Corey Beaudreau right now from Smith Wesson about a brand new gun just announced this week. We had a chance to play with it a little bit. I shot it yesterday. And Corey, the Shield Plus is for more ammo, but you did some other things to it. And now you also have the one from the Performance Center. You might talk about what you get with that.
Sure. There's a bunch of different versions of the Performance Center, and kind of like how mission dictates loadout, or how you choose to carry or shoot kind of dictates what you're going to purchase here. So there's the 3.1-inch ported version, so it's the same length as the standard one that you have, except it has the high-vis sights. It's ported, so it has a little bit less of the barrel flip or snap, so you less felt recoil. Mm-hmm. And then we have the bigger boys, the 4-inch barrel versions, ported and non-ported, both either optics ready or not optics ready. So kind of choosing your loadout there. If you get the optics ready one, it comes with the Crimson Trace red dot, the CTS 1500. Now, like anything gun related right now, most stores are out, so it's kind of cool to be able to get right in the box with the red dot ready to go. Like, it comes with a plate, so if you don't want to run the red dot, you can change and switch back and forth. So
it's not just optics ready; it's got an optic. It comes with it. Then, if you get that one,
correct. Yep, it's in the box. in the large box that comes with it. So
Huh.
if you want to run a red dot, you can. Or, I mean, having the option is kind of cool. I'm a big fan of that.
Sure. Have you, with your shooting, your competition shooting, have you gone to red dots?
So I've started to, but I still find that I'm faster with irons because I just haven't put enough training in behind a red dot. I could see how faster I could be.
Right.
I just naturally just haven't had the time, I guess, or ammo or to.
Right.
I got 3 daughters that kind of take up my time, but the red dot seems to be the evolution of where everyone's going to red dots.
Right.
My dad, who's a little bit older, doesn't have the greatest eyesight, but man, you put him up with a red dot, and it just makes it so much simpler. It's a simpler aiming solution. It's just back in the day where they weren't as reliable. I could see why maybe you wouldn't have it on a concealed carry pistol, but red dots have jumped so far from where they started.
Right. And you make the point that the transition, if you, like all of us, started on iron sights, learning that it's a new skill and it's not automatic and it's not easy. And actually it slows you down at first. You have to get through that period to where you get as fast and then you get faster and more accurate.
Right.
So there's that. So what's the availability of the M&P Shield Plus? I mean, when are we going to see this in stores?
So it's already shipping now. It started shipping to distribution the week before we released the virtual event that we hosted, where we unveiled the Shield Plus. So they should be in stores now, but like everything's hard to get firearms related at this point. But we're pumping them out as fast as we can.
And I heard you're going to have this out, the Shield Plus, in a 10 millimeter as well.
Man, everyone's hot for that 10 millimeter.
You knew I had to do it. Come on.
I know. It's literally like the third comment every single time someone drops a new gun. Oh, when's that coming out in 10 millimeter?
Yeah, never. How about that? And you want to tell
Point taken. Point taken.
Have you ever actually measured the length of the cartridge of a 9 and a 10? Do you think we could possibly get a 10 in this thing? Try again. No.
Wow. That's a challenge that you could throw at us there, Tom. I mean, I got some pretty smart engineers that work with us. I just think it would be a snappy, hot round of a little micro compact.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it'd be one of those that you go, okay, I've got it, but I don't really like to shoot it. But,
kind of like our air weights.
Oh, tell me about look, love the concept, love the technology. Scandium, Magnum, Revolvers, worst thing in the world to pull the trigger on.
Oh, absolutely. It's just, even with 38, I'm just like, no, that's not something I want to do again. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, go, I know that it'll hold, and no, I don't want to shoot all those. But
if you're going into the grocery store real quick, or got to go get gas late at night, like it's a perfect thing to drop into your pocket because it's very concealable.
That's just nothing. Or if you want to walk around in bear country, you can carry the Scandium, and they're great. It's amazing technology. Which brings me to the question: are people still buying revolvers?
It's funny that you say that. It seems to me that, it seems to us that revolvers seem to be doing this comeback, if you will. It seems to be this, whether it's the ammunition shortage or the new shooters or the re-breathing of life into the firearm sports, but revolvers seem to be doing quite a good comeback. There's a lot of new shooters that are interested in wheel guns, which I never would have guessed.
It's funny you say that, because I've seen the same thing, and I'm honestly been kind of scratching my head. It's kind of like I'm thinking, well, I can see where older experienced shooters would say, yeah, I like the nostalgia of a revolver and all. But you got people coming in new and go, no, I really like the whole revolver thing. And so, I mean, you guys are left with, I don't know how you allocate. I don't know how you decide what you're going to make, because you can't make all of them. You can't meet all this demand.
We're running, like I was saying before, I've never seen us running at this capacity or rate before. It's just absolutely insane. But you're right. We can't make enough fast enough. And the new demand for revolvers has kind of got a lot of us all scratching our heads, just because it is such a, I mean, maybe it's the newer buyers that, have jumped into the firearm world, or kind of not just getting one and done. Maybe they're expanding their horizons. But it is very interesting to see all of a sudden this surge in revolvers as well.
Oh, speaking of new shooters coming in, Smith has done a really smart thing. You've got a whole video series called Gun Smarts. And for people, if they're like brand new to shooting, they can go look at that. Introduction to Firearms, Julie Golub doing stuff. Concealed carry revolvers. You got Jerry Mitzik. Oh, my gosh. I mean, is there a better guy in the world than that?
Absolute legend.
Concealed carry positions, how to carry, target transitions, how to shoot ARs, modern sporting rifles. It just goes on and on. Really smart and very much appreciated from those of us out here that you guys would be setting up to say, look, if you're new to guns, if you just bought your first gun, and there's a whole lot of you did, let us help you out. And you can click on what your experience level is, new owner, beginner, intermediate, advanced, all of that. It's just, I just want to appreciate that to you and tell you that we do appreciate it and want to direct people to that. It's on the Smith & Wesson website, smith-wesson.com. You can go find it there.
Yeah, so that's our Gun Smart series. And we just, again, like you were saying, if you buy our gun, if you don't buy our gun, we just want the Second Amendment community, the shooting sports to be safe. We want people to feel inclusive, whether you're a little intimidating going to the gun range for the first time. There's all sorts of kind of nervousness that surrounds us. So we just want to ease that. We want to welcome new shooters to our sport. We want to welcome everyone and just get people comfortable and shooting more as long as Tom will give us more ammo.
What else you guys working on?
Oh, I see. This is where you were trying to get more out, right?
Yeah, this is that part, yeah.
There's, like I said earlier, 2021 is going to either kill me or just be an absolutely phenomenal year because the Shield Plus was the first new product that I got to be a part of the launch in the marketing side.
Right.
And it was quite a feat. Our whole team's just getting everything ready, all the moving parts, but they did a fantastic job.
Come on, Corey. Come on, Corey. You can spill the beans. Tell us all the stuff that's new that's coming.
It's that new fully semi-automatic. That's it. I got nothing.
The fully semi-automatic revolver. Yes.
The fully semi-automatic revolver in 40 millimeter.
Yeah, right. 40 by 44 or something. I don't know. I know you guys are. Yeah, that's right. I know you guys, 40 millimeter, I like that. It's like it's only a 2 or 3 inch diameter bullet. So there you go. Hey, look, I appreciate spending time and we have a little fun with this. But seriously, the Shield Plus is a really impressive gun. I just want to direct people, smith-wesson.com, go take a look at it. It's pretty cool, man, what you guys are doing.
We're absolutely thrilled with it. As a matter of fact, my wife is letting me get one. So I'm very excited to get another one here into my own hands.
Very nice. Well, I can't wait to go out and shoot a little more. We've still got a little bit of 9 millimeter. We're going to shoot the last rounds on Earth. We're going to be the ones to shoot those. Corey, thank you so much.
You got it, buddy.